Good evening, folks. This is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Tuesday, March 13th, 12:20 a.m. Mountain Time, 2018. You're looking at Sakurajima erupting today. Wonderful footage, care of Volcano Watch, formerly UKZ. I'll leave you links. I apologize for not leaving links yesterday, but I will leave you links to the Sakurajima footage coming today. You can see high winds blowing this baby, and lots of CO2 dumping out there, as well as other stratospheric atmospheric aerosols. This isn't a high eruption. This is just in the low few kilometers above the surface. But as predicted, as the cosmic rays increase, these volcanoes are going to become more active. And I think this is just a precursor to more activity that we'll be experiencing as we have been seeing the uptick live. As we cover it, the Northeast braces for a third nor'easter. This guy's concerned. And he's like saying storm after storm after storm after storm. And guys, this is the third nor'easter. Guess what? There's a fourth one coming up, picking up on the GFS models. We're going to be talking about it coming March in the spring. Heads up. So those pink areas are about to get hammered. We're going to go over the models. I have it all here. The month of March is intent on going out like a lion, not like a lamb. It just started. It's only the 13th. Heavy snows and blizzard warnings on Nantucket all the way up to through Boston. These red areas are blizzard warnings. I'm going to say noon tomorrow through midnight. Heads up. Bad to be in this region. All schools are canceled, as they should be, because the way they're predicting this weather, it's not going to be good. So there is the storm currently bombing out off of the coast of the Delmarva here at 979, and it is going to drop down here, 72, 971. So we are as Tuesday night, Wednesday midnight, or Wednesday morning. So Wednesday morning here, it's going to start bombing out, and that's when the heavy snows are going to pick up here in Cape Cod. So you're talking 6 a.m. through 6 a.m. This is a 24-hour event. It's going to be starting in the morning in New Jersey, making its way up through Washington, D.C. area, all the way up the Northeast for 24 hours, folks. These isobars at this point, Tuesday night, are going to be 70-mile-an-hour winds here at the tip of the Cape and all the way up on the coast of Maine. So all of New England tomorrow night in the dark are going to be put in the dark. This is when you're going to be losing your power. You need to be prepared for these events, and this is not the final storm. So as this moves off the coast here, the Sierras are going to be dumped on. There are estimates coming in, and I've seen models that show up to 11 feet of snow over the next 5 days here. Unprecedented things, because wave after wave of snow is coming into the Sierras. And here is the next nor'easter that is showing up on the GFS model to bomb out in the same way. They're putting it off the shore here, but it's still going to bring snow to the Washington, D.C. area. Heads up, Ice Age 2050. This is showing up on March 21st, the first day of spring. This could be a spring nor'easter. We're watching it. It's going to bring heavy snow to the Four Corners area. We're already expected to have huge amounts of snow coming in this area in the next few days. Let's go to the Snowcane Skylar forecast. This is the current snowfall totals by Tuesday at noon. By Tuesday at noon, all of eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey will be covered in up to 2 inches of snow, and it will be picking up here on the Cape. As you can see, it heavily covers in. By midnight tomorrow night, you're looking at 7 to 10 inches on the Cape, 8 inches or more, all in these areas. And look what happens quickly as this bombs out and moves up. It is going to dump some heavy snowfall. with areas up to over 2 feet in these dark green zones. Northern New York, northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, all of Maine, heads up. Secondary event coming through later in the week. So that's what the snowfall totals look like. Let's take it through Wednesday night, tomorrow night, Thursday morning. Maine, you're going to be buried. Prepper Nurse, you're going to be buried too. I don't know where you're at, but heads up, buddy. Let's go over to the European models. I know you guys in Europe are not going to like this, but check what happens starting this weekend up in the UK. In the northern UK, there are estimates of up to 3 foot of snow falling, and then all of UK is going to be covered, especially southern UK. 10 inches in Cork, 2 feet over here in the on the west on the first day of spring. So as you enter our spring over there in the UK and Scotland, you guys are going to get a major snow event. The polar vortex is coming back. Look at the snowfall totals over there in Russia and the Balkans. Oh, man. And the same areas that just received flooding, look at the snowfall totals here by March 23rd. This is 110 centimeters. This is 5 and 6 feet of snow happening here in Albania and those areas. That's crazy. So the Alps are going to get pummeled again with up to 6 to 10 feet of snow in some areas as we enter spring. The models are looking crazy, guys. Can you say grand solar minimum much? Take a look at the map. I don't know what you've been watching or what you haven't heard, but this is where we are. We're right here at the bottom of 24. And this brings us all the way back to worse than the Dalton minimum in the next 10 years. Approaching Maunder minimum, and we're going to continue to descend off of the map. These are the facts. It's coming from the mainstream. Here's the prediction. Solar Cycle 25 has been put in, care of Lisa Upton's information, one of the top solar physicists in the world. And we're watching the effects. We're talking record snows in the Alps through the end of March. All over Eastern Europe. I know they're just models, and they're going to be shocked when they see actually how much snow falls here. Now, here's what happened when just 8 inches of snow fell yesterday in Lexington, Kentucky, breaking records. 2 inches broke the record at Paducah, shattering it by 4 times, which was only a half an inch back in 1964. And we're talking hundreds of traffic hazards, 70 accidents in a matter of minutes. Can you imagine what's going to happen over the next 24 hours? Here are the snowfall totals after the Snowcane hits. This is from Wednesday to Sunday, and the predictions here are for 6 to 10 feet of snow throughout the Sierras and massive snows all over the western U.S., as well as Nebraska getting buried and Maine continuing to see the effects. This is the forecast totals throughout the first week of spring. I can't wait. Hailstorms, unseasonable rains damage 476,000 hectares so far. That's a lot. A lot of wheat, peas, lentils, rapeseed, gram wheat, oranges, grapes, bananas, all damaged. 476,000 hectares in India because of that hail. Banana prices expected to rise following North Queensland's floods. Oh man, that place is flooded, totally fluxed. The cosmic ray damage on banana farms in North Queensland, you're looking at it. Australia's largest growing area is expected to lead to reduced supply and rise in prices. And the full extent of the crop losses will not be known until later this week. We'll be watching it. Seismic update, nothing of note, thankfully. We had a pretty big tremor here in Indonesia, could be volcanic associated. Sibolga, so we're going to watch that area, but there is increased activity at Kikumjeni, alert level at orange, 5-kilometer exclusion zone. Kikumjeni submarine volcano is showing signs of increased activity. What you're looking at here is a subsurface camera. And this is clearly some type of venting that's happening here, and they've got a picture of it. And that's coupled with seismic uptick and other things that are raising eyebrows. The government of Grenada, through the National Disaster Management Agency, has therefore imposed an exclusion zone around the volcano. Now, guys, if you don't know where Kikumjeni is, I'll take you over there real quick. And it's all the way down here in Grenada, if you don't know where that is. So here we are. Here's Florida, Puerto Rico, and Cuba, and come all the way down here. Where all the Guadeloupe and all these small islands are. And we're coming all the way to the southern tip. This is Grenada here at the southern tip. And Kikumjeni is right offshore of this island cluster. See these 3 islands? Kikumjeni is right here under the water. So if you want to look for seismic activity, you're going to be looking at the tip there, right in this region. If you see any seismic activity there, it's probably Kikumjeni, which has now been upgraded to orange alert. And I'll leave you links to all of this. And that's because there's increased activity there. As expected, volcano update: Ducono, Reventador, Turrialba, Sakurajima, Ibico, Aoba, all activity. Sakurajima erupted, and so I went over to Volcano Watch, and sure enough, they had footage of it. Whew. Man, it's that easy. You guys should be getting a hang of how to do this earth watching. I hope I'm teaching you well. If there's anything you need to know, leave it in the comments section. I'll tell you how to find it. So this is Sakurajima erupting today. Care of Volcano Watch. Come and subscribe. Give them a thumbs up. You can chat live here in the Shin Modake room, which we're going to go to, where they have Turrialba, Agung, Popo, Sakurajima, Yellowstone, and Stromboli down here on a six-way split. And now they currently have Shin Modake on the triple screen here because of the eruption yesterday. So you got some idle time, you want to look at some volcanoes, this is the place to go. Tell them Oppenheimer Ranch sent you. It's not doom and gloom. We're talking the Toba eruption 72,000 years ago. They have 74 here. I'll give it to them. But humans survived in South Africa after the catastrophic Toba eruption during the nuclear winter. And guess where they did it? Right here in these caves. So if you want to build a structure, you need to be building a cave. If you're going to let history guide you preparing to survive and thrive in the future, this is where our ancestors did it. I'll leave you links to this article. It's coming out everywhere today. And it's really interesting. Why is this all coming out today? Guys, that's a heads up. We got volcanoes exploding all around the world. And the mainstream of all people is posting how we made it through the last time this happened, which is happening right now. Foreshadowing, perhaps? Let's talk about the Water Survival Guide. 7 lessons on survival water. Water storage, water sourcing, water filtration go hand in hand. Grand Solar Minimum preppers live by this fact. A person can live a month without food, but only a few days without water. Among the survival basics is water. Water filtration, water storage go hand in hand. Putting yourself near a source of fresh water would be the first thing you should do. But it's easy to buy things that will help you quickly filter rainwater and other disgusting water you could find on your way. Bottled water is your first defense because it's cheap and you can easily store in $100 thousands of gallons of water. Now, unfortunately, folks, it takes around 800 gallons per person per year if you want to stockpile. So you're going to need a large plastic cistern. They cost about $1 per gallon. So for $3,000, you can get a $3,000 or a 3,000 gallon plastic cistern, which will allow you and 2 other people to survive and thrive for a year. 3,000 gallons, 3 people, 1 year. Now, if you put yourself close to a source of water, like a river, you can just use the Big Berkey. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about it, but this thing is bad. It's a bad mamma jamma. It's only getting 4 stars here. But as a filtration system, man, the Big Berkey removes pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites entirely. So you can literally find slag water, puddle water, and put it through this thing and be fine. So that's why it's such a bad mamma jamma. You can literally use scum pond water. Any pond, any river, don't even have to ask questions. Run it through the Big Berkey and boom! Extracts chemicals, herbicides, pesticides, volatile organic carbons or VOCs, organic solvents, radon, trihalomethanes, reduces nitrates, unhealthy minerals such as lead and mercury. It also removes fluoride, almost 100%, and all other heavy metals. It's used by the royal household in England. The blue bloods. So chuck a silver coin in there while you're filtering it to make yourself healthy. The Big Berkey is my recommendation. Everyone should have one. They cost about $300. The filter will filter 3,000 gallons. So this will literally filter a stagnant pond next to your house and keep 3 people alive for 1 year for $300. I think that's a pretty good investment as far as investments are concerned. Now, this is a great guide I'm going to leave you to. Water filter systems for preppers. It gives you all the information you need to know if you know nothing about filtering water, prepping, and water. This is the place to come. Survival is only possible for 3 minutes without air. Survival is only possible for 3 hours without warmth. Survival is only possible for 3 days without water. And survival is only possible for 3 weeks without food. So if you don't know where to start, you need to source clean air, a warm place, fresh water, and food. And that's a heads up. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. There's so much to learn. If you want to survive and thrive and drink fresh water from a scum pond, buy the Big Berkey BK4X2 countertop water filtration system with 2 Black Berkeley elements and 2 fluoride filters. Just pass your drinking water through this. Get rid of the fluoride and start thinking. Start communicating with the universe. Have a spiritual experience with the Big Berkey. I guarantee it'll happen. Learn about water by listening to Anita Bailey, PhD, and myself on our radio show this Wednesday, where we're going to be talking about water filtration, water storage, how to get a Dixon 5-hole fire hydrant wrench so you can get the remaining water out of a fire hydrant in your neighborhood if you need to. All you need is a pump, small tube, and this wrench. And that's a heads up. Guys, the mainstream is now changing tune. You can see it happening. And with the snows that are coming right now as I am making this video, and the ones that are predicted to come as we get into the spring, it looks like record snows across Europe through the end of March. We're talking all-time records being shattered, lives lost, livestock being killed at rates that we haven't seen yet. It's only beginning. We're right here. We have 25, 26, and then the pole flips. And that's a heads up. Be safe, everybody.